Oversaturation is a myth. It's a lie told by people who want to keep you scared and small-minded and stop you from taking actions on things that actually might produce you a result. Why? Well, because these people want to control the action that you take and make you take action on the things that they want you to take action on. That's why they say things like, oh, dropshipping is oversaturated, or SMA is oversaturated, or IPGA is oversaturated, to make you feel like your only option to make money online is to go with their business model, their secret hack, their trick, whatever it may be. Well, let me tell you this. Oversaturation is a bunch of bullshit. The whole idea of everyone's already doing it, there's no room for me to do it too, is a limiting belief that will keep you limited and will keep your bank account small and your potential capped. And do you want to know what the truth is? The truth is that saturation is an excuse that people use for being unremarkable. Because 99% of people quit before they even start, which means that the competition is so much smaller than you could possibly imagine. And I'm a business owner who runs a coaching program who helps hundreds and hundreds of people monetize their skills and build businesses around what they're actually already good at. So trust me when I say that oversaturation is a term that I hear 10 times on the daily. And so in this video, I'm going to explain to you why saturated markets are actually a good thing, how you can dominate a saturated market. I'm going to show you countless examples of people who have dominated saturated markets, and the real reason why people think that things are oversaturated in the first place, to allow you to actually take advantage of what people see as a disadvantage. Now, let me tell you why saturated markets are actually good for you. Now, the first thing is that people don't take action because they have that fear of competition. People have fear that kind of like paralyzes them and makes them not want to take any action at all because they're scared at what they might just potentially come up against. But the truth is that there is competition in everything that you do. It is incredibly difficult to do something that has never been done before, unless you're doing something like incredibly innovative, like creating a new artificial intelligence or something like that. 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, in fact, you are doing something that has been done before, and therefore there is always going to be competition. There is always going to be people that you're up against. But you can use that to your advantage, because the fact that there is competition shows that there's proof of demand. It shows that people want what is being sold. Because your job isn't to reinvent the wheel, okay? When you want to grow or start your own business, you don't have to do things completely differently. The whole idea is to take something that already exists, take something that is proven, and find a way to do it differently. Like, I promise you when I say this, the easiest way to start a business or just start making any kind of money online is to find something that is proven, to find something that works, and either do it better, cheaper, quicker, or just differently. That is the easiest way, and I mean it when I say that, to make any kind of money online. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's not trying to come up with a new element. It's taking what already exists and finding a way to deliver it better, cheaper, more efficiently, or differently. And the other fantastic thing about oversaturation is that it gives you so much data to work with. Because as an entrepreneur, the worst thing that you can do, that I've seen hundreds of people do, is build a business on an assumption, right? You try and reinvent the wheel. You're trying to go into a new market that's never been tapped into before, or try and sell a new service that's never been sold before. And when you're doing this, you're always building a business on an assumption. You assume that they want what you're selling. You assume that there's a pain point that you're trying to solve. But the problem is that when you assume something, you've got a 50-50 chance of actually getting it right. So instead of taking that risk on that 50-50 chance, why don't you just do something that is already exists, already proven to work, in which you can actually gather data from and take the data and find a way to do it more uniquely. So instead of you thinking that there's no space for you to get involved, you should be thinking that there are unmet needs that you can meet, because you have data to work with, you have things to analyze, you have an opportunity to see what people like, see what's working, and see what isn't, and find that gap and enter that gap. So let me show you and actually give you kind of like an actionable step-by-step of how to dominate a saturated market, how you can start today, take the skill or the thing that you already have and enter a saturated market and completely get out on top. Now, step one when it comes to entering a saturated market is to niche down relentlessly. And I don't just mean with the people that you're servicing, but I mean the problem that you're solving. Let me give you an example. A service in a niche that people would normally say is incredibly oversaturated is video editing, right? There are millions of video editors. Your average 14-year-old brother will become a video editor once he learns how to use CapCut, and therefore people think, oh my God, it's incredibly oversaturated. But instead of being a video editor, you can instead niche down your offer and your service and be a content distributor for fitness and nutritionist podcasts, for example. And your service can be about helping them distribute their content from long form to short form, clipping it up, editing it in a way that makes it attractive to direct more traffic from those short form platforms to those long form platforms. Because then you've taken the same oversaturated skill and market and you've actually turned it into something where you can stand out on top, because you've niched down your offer and your actual problem that you're solving. And this allows you to not just blend into the mass market, this allows you to actually stand out and be unique within your own area. And this goes with anything, of course. I mean, a lot of it is just common sense. It's thinking of something that most people aren't doing that you can do differently. For example, if there are millions of video editors out there, what can you do that targets a specific market, a specific niche, you can either do it cheaper, you can do it better, you can do it faster, more efficiently, whatever it may be. And in doing that, you can build a service that kind of bypasses the whole idea of oversaturation. The second thing you want to do is leverage the you factor. Because something I've realized in helping hundreds of people build businesses around their skills is that it's not always necessarily about the skill and the service that you're providing, but it's about you. The people that I've seen that have absolutely killed it are the people that make themselves unique. It's the people that use their you factor to actually stand out in the crowd of people. For example, if you're a video editor, again, just using this example, yes, you can be a video editor, but what if you're a video editor with a personal brand who helps a specific type of person solve a specific type of problem? You're a video editor who has a specific quirk or a specific method to getting things done, and you showcase that on your own socials. This allows you to build social proof, build authority, but most importantly, stand out from the market, because people don't necessarily want to work with businesses, they want to work with other people. And if you can showcase them that you are a person with a unique value proposition, then you can stand out from any market with any service. And the third thing that you can do to avoid any kind of oversaturation is develop your own USP, which is your unique selling point. And it's the kind of idea of going above and beyond with your service. Is what can you do differently that other people can't do? Because if you ask yourself the question, what is the difference between me as a graphic designer and another graphic designer, and you can't come up with that answer, then you will fall into that pit of oversaturation, because there is nothing different between you. You are a replica, which is why you need to develop your USP, something about you that makes you different, it makes you more unique. Can it be in addition to your service? Again, can it be that you do it quicker or cheaper or more efficiently? Can it be that you don't just create designs for people, but you also help them create designs and also print those designs out and distribute them? Like, there are so many different things that you can do within your service and your market and your niche that other people aren't doing, which is why saturation is good, because you have data, you have things to look at, and you can say, everyone here is the same, so what can I do differently that these people can't do? And that's how you stand out. Now, I could give you countless examples of how this could work with students that I've helped do it before, but a really easy example, as I've already mentioned at the start of this video, is video editing. Now, I had a video editor that came to me from Brazil who basically wanted to take his skill that he was making between $1 to $2 grand a month with, and actually blow it up into a full-fledged service. And one of his problems that he came to me with is that he thought it was an incredibly saturated market. He thought he had no chance to stand out in front of other people. And so what we did is we created him a USP. We created him something unique about his service. So instead of him being a video editor, we positioned him as a luxury, high-quality video editing agency for startup companies. And I've actually got an interview that I recorded of him that I'll leave in the top link in the description down below, so you can actually check out his story. But this allowed us to make him stand out from everybody else in the competition. And when he was doing his outreach to people to pitch his service, he was different. He had a service that people hadn't seen before. And very quickly, he went from 1 to 2K a month to 8K a month within like 13 or 16 days or something ridiculous like that. And now is doing well over 10 to 15, is traveling the world as a result. You get the idea. And that is an example of probably one of the most oversaturated markets that people can make an excuse for. So trust me when I say that you need to stop blaming the market for oversaturation. You just need to stand out. You need to position yourself differently and find something unique. Find something that other people aren't doing that you can do differently. So instead of blaming the market, blame yourself. Blame your lack of skill and your lack of positioning, because once you can solve those two things out, you can flip things around 180. Because the harsh truth is that saturation is a myth for those people that are willing to outwork the competition, be unique, and stand out in every way possible. So if you're struggling yourself to stand out, maybe you're a freelancer on that kind of freelancer hamster wheel, or you have an agency or a business and you can't figure out how to actually make yourself unique, I can help you with that, because I have a program where we help people audit their skills, their business, and find untapped differentiators about the market that you're actually in. We help you build your own unique blueprint for your service, your offer, your market, your positioning, and everything that comes with it to actually make you dominate the space that you're in. And if you want to learn more about how you can actually do that, then click on the link below, book in a call with my team where we can actually break down how you can do that step by step. Because it's not that the market is crowded, it's that the market is crowded with copycats, and we can help make you unforgettable.